Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Banter Evans. Justin, I think we've done this lineup once before.
Callie, are we revisiting the same thing from one of our earlier videos, maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah, it could be, but I think this is what?
This is the limited edition second version of the grain to glass that Heaven Hill produced out. These are made and aged in barrels, Chinquapin oak.
Chinquapin oak.
And what I do like is that these are lower proof. So the first rounds were much higher proofs, around the 121s and proofs of that nature. I think the lowest one of that grouping was 107. And these are 105s and 105s and 107.
Yeah, the highest one is 107.
And if you remember correctly, which I'm pretty sure you do, because you are very good, a lot better memory than I have, the best one at the time was
the rye.
Was the rye, yeah. So which shocked us both.
Yeah, we were not expecting that. We were expecting the bourbon to be the best one, but no, the rye.
Yeah. So we have a couple of people in the background that are going to try this with us if they want. If they don't, we're going to pass these bottles around and we're going to try to give it a go. I say we go standard.
I agree.
Then the wheated.
Yep.
Get the bourbons out of the way just like we did before, and then leave the rye to the end.
Yeah, just do it like we did before.
And so shout out and a thank you to the person that supplied these samples. These are not our bottles. You can tell they're at different levels, so clearly you know which one that person liked the best.
Exactly. And honestly, if you haven't seen the video that we did this before, go watch that video first.
You mean the OG ones?
Yes.
I went back and reacquired somewhere else. That is how much is left. Yeah. Very little.
But they're great.
But I'm not saying they're great enough for me. They weren't bad.
The rye,
the idea behind them was great.
The rye was the best one. We were disappointed in the rest, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the idea of grain to glass. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like farm to table in the restaurant world, if you want to call it that. But at the same time, it's just
it was.
They came out too much expensive.
The price. The price point. Price point was bad. Price point was definitely a little bit. So yeah, but no, I'm telling you what. So which one we're going to start with? This one first?
I don't know. Alan's over there speaking a different language behind the scenes, being silent, speaking up.
He just wanted to see it. So all right, we're going with the.
Let's go. Pour that one up. Yep, let's do it.
All right.
And we also have the handy dandy control, but because these are Chinquapin and very specific, I don't know that we're going to do the control on this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just know that we still have it, and 105 proofs by the end of this. I'm probably going to go small pour on that.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do too. I'll tell you what, and just for full transparency, I've been wanting to put this one off for quite a while because I'm not really looking forward to this, and I'm hoping it blows my socks off and it totally changes my mind. I just don't know if it's going to.
So let's take a look at the glass itself.
There we go.
Bottle shape same, glass same, paper label slightly different.
Yep.
We have solid wood with a different little fancy thing that says Chinquapin on top.
The back label is completely
and just
different.
a HH instead of Chinquapin and HH to differentiate if you are trying to purchase and find a difference on the shelf. Now here's the other thing. So the OG ones, the first ones that came out, were $15 to $20 less. So the Chinquapin, you put another word on this, and now we're going to add dollar signs.
Well, and I can already tell you right now, and I don't know about you, but I'm nosing this, and all I'm getting right off the nose is a weird oaky nose to it.
Are you saying you're not a fan of Chinquapin, which creates some of the best whiskeys out there?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I've never had this. This is my first.
I haven't had this either. This is our first time trying the Chinquapin Heaven Hills, but not the first time having Chinquapin.
No,
because we have random bomb burgers just
and it's
around
good, but the nose is totally different than the bomb burgers.
Oh yeah. And I think if check the label real quick, Alan or Keenan, when you got it in your hand, see if that is a 7-year, because it says the release date and the distilled 5.6. So this one's a 7. Yep. 25. Yeah, these are all 7 years, just like they were the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We going.
Cheers. What's in your glass? Looks like a little bit of Chinquapin Heaven Hill grain to glass.
Yeah.
My math ain't mathing right now.
Give us that, smash that like button, give us that thumbs up, and subscribe, please.
I'm not going to lie. When Alan was coming over here doing symbols with his hands for me to give him a bottle, which I didn't understand.
Yeah.
He had his glasses on like they were bifocals, and I thought a professor just walked in.
I'll tell you what.
So there was a threat apologizing here. We saw AI here jump up and say that the first batches were also finished in Chinquapin oak, which we knew couldn't have been the correct thing. So we just wanted to study the bottle one more time to confirm that AI was wrong.
Ah. Good old AI.
Yeah.
Well, add the Chinquapin to the label, put it all over the top.
It's
130
definitely-
bucks you got.
It's definitely Chinquapin.
I'm pretty sure that rhymed.
All right. I'll tell you what. First sip, what are your thoughts?
It tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
Man, maybe I'm just having an off day and I'm salty because
The finish. The finish I'm not a very big fan of. And it's lingering. I get a lot of that right at the tip of my tongue. There's just something there.
that's 105 proof. It drinks like 110.
I would agree. Or 105, the drink's like
105.
105?
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely,
Man,
I do have
remember
a
how
little bit
excited
here.
we were to do the first ones on this?
I know. And I just said earlier, I was like, I've really been wanting to put this off.
Yeah.
I
I think that the idea behind the grain to glass and what you can do from one specific local farm that they have got a contract with their corn, then it goes to that one specific location, then it goes into their process, and they were able to follow that through, and then in that season or site of distilling with that one specific farm area of doing those things, and you could track when that whiskey is then laid to the barrel and then following those barrels. That's cool that you can track that. There's other companies that do that as well. They do that with the Sazerac does that with the barrels that are ordained from the Chicago kosher series.
Yeah,
so
the
that means
kosher
they
series,
track
yeah.
the whole series and track the whole thing.
Yep.
So this is tracking it too. Grain to glass, I get that.
I
But it doesn't make it make $100 to the tag.
no, and
In my
just-
opinion, it
and
just
honestly,
doesn't do
putting
that.
Chinquapin on it too. I mean, literally.
Now, I do like that it did this one in Chinquapin because I do like Chinquapin finish in a lot of other brands.
Yeah, but is that you think that's
I'm
where
glad
a
I
lot of,
went with a small pour.
You think that's where a lot of the price points coming from is them actually putting it in Chinquapin?
Yeah, that's a buzzword.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a fun case study, if I may, though. If you want to know and haven't experienced a lot of Chinquapin yet as a whiskey
Yeah.
or bourbon drinker, if you can snag a batch 1 and compare it to this new batch 2,
Oh,
that's
please.
actually really fun because you can really get a lot of that cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove.
It's a nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yep.
That's a new
Uncut.
spice that I invented just now. It's really
Uncut,
good.
unfiltered.
Yeah.
The professor back there is trying to make me laugh with these glasses, so I
Listen.
figured I'd call him out on his nutmeg.
Listen,
but no.
bro, I've been drinking OFC. What do you want from me?
All right.
I'm salty. I'm sorry.
All right. So
Look, I'm going into the OG right now, Alan.
I'm not going to the OG. I'm
Bitter Justin is what he just called me.
I'm now. If I remember
All right,
correctly.
Alan is now taking over this, and so Charles is going to start talking from now on. I'm
So
out.
so no, I'm.
This is out of control.
If I remember correctly, we did not. The weeded was actually the one that we did not like. We liked the least last time, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's where I'm going next is the weeded.
What's interesting is the wheated is the one that the fans like the most.
I know.
Yeah, and we were the opposite.
Well,
Okay,
and we're
so
just trying to keep it. We're
You go
just
back
trying,
and taste that OG after the Chinquapin. The Chinquapin is significantly better.
from the OG.
Yeah, from the
really.
first, yeah, it's significantly better.
Okay. Well,
It's
that's
amazing how it actually changes it. It just okay. That was a worthwhile change.
But
just for
guess
that small
what?
sip.
We were not real big fans of it when it first came out. And it's really Heaven Hill puts out some great stuff.
Fantastic stuff.
And so do they really need to be doing this?
That's why, because it's 107 versus 105. It's
Yeah.
so similar, but the flavor on that Chinquapin really shined through.
Yeah. And I just wonder if they. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you with what they're doing here, with following this and everything. But are they trying to go a little bit overboard? Do they have so much distillate that they are trying to make up?
Well, I mean,
trying
they
to do
did just
some
put
stuff?
out an EC15.
I know.
Out
I
of
know.
nowhere.
I know. All right. So here we are. I'm already. You're about to pour it up. This is the weeded.
And
I will
not
t-
only is it wheated, but it's a high wheat, just like that is a high rye.
Now-
Another standard mash, if you want to call it that, meaning rye mash, not wheated for the flavor grain. And then we haven't said this in a long time, so let's go ahead and say it like it is. rye is spice, wheat is smooth, and corn is sweet.
Sweet, right.
So now we have
you
a
got your filler
high
grains.
wheat.
Yep.
Yeah, your filler grains, malted barley.
Right.
So now we're looking at the same percentages as before, the 35, 52, 13. 13% malt is nothing unusual. That's a
right.
filler grain.
Yep.
But the fact that it's 35% wheat or the 35% rye of that mash, when it normally is only 10% rye,
Right.
I mean, that steps it up 25%. So now you get a high rye and a high wheat bourbon in the Chinquapin, just like they did before in the grain glass,
Now-
which is very appreciative.
I'll tell you this one, the nose on the wheated, I actually enjoy the nose on this one better. So I am liking the nose on this one a little bit better.
Does it have a little doughiness to you?
It does. It does. I get that doughiness, but it's all it's you can definitely tell from the nose it's wheated.
There's no way I would nose this and think it was a rye.
No, not at all. But I
might not get that it was a high wheat, but
No.
I might be like, it's not a rye.
But I do get that still that Chinquapin is shining through on this too in the nose for me.
Maybe they got this figured out. You know, Chinquapin moving forward, let's go ahead and cancel the rest and just do this. But the problem I don't see working out is the $130 price tag when the other ones were $109, down to $99 in some part. Again, Bourbon Banter Evans, like and subscribe. What's in your glass? Our market was down to $99 for the other one. This is sitting at $130 minimum.
Right. And what's weird? I want to know what you're. This is going to be weird.
Why did you make me drink that?
I get so much on the back end. I'm burning. I get burn on the back. Do you get burn on the back?
Luckily,
on this?
luckily, I'm not getting burn on the back. I'm just not getting something on the up front that I'm willing to want to continue on with.
To me, this
Fantastic glasses. I mean, they did a great job presentation and packaging, though. You can't deny it. This is just not my day.
this is nothing. I'm just getting burned.
Burn.
That's all I get on this. And I hate to say this because I mean, we know if you've watched these videos, Heaven Hill is one of the producers that we really enjoy.
It's like one of our favorites.
Yeah.
It's got a weird twang to it. I'm not so sure that the oxygen didn't ruin this for the time that these bottles were sampled.
But I don't know. It hasn't been that long though, has it?
I don't know.
All right. Well, guess what? Now that's
Well,
my,
this is an easy decision between the two bourbons.
yeah, that's easy. Now, I'm
Oh,
curious.
whoa. Before we move on to the rye.
Oh god, I'm ready to move on.
Do you need a control for the rye?
No control yet. But before we do that, Charles, I'm putting you on the spot like I normally do.
Yep.
Give me a stave rating on the spot between the two bourbons. Standard, we'll call it, even though it's not. It's high rye and high wheat.
So if I had to say,
No, and stop trying to make me laugh.
if I had to
It's
say,
working.
honestly, I'm gonna give this a 2, and I'm gonna give this a 1.
Ooh, that is rough. That's almost like no char level
No,
at all.
I think that's probably the lowest I've ever given a whiskey or a bourbon.
That's really rough.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all.
Wow.
What about you?
I think that they have an uphill battle and a climb that is very steep to be able to get to the why I'm worth $130, other than the packaging, the presentation, and the cool idea of the grain to glass situation. And then throw the Chinquapin on top of that. I think it's a great marketing ploy, but I don't think the whiskey is there yet.
No.
I just don't think it's there yet. And I'm gonna forego the rating. I'm gonna let Charles go with his
That's
1
fine.
and his 2.
I'm
not gonna rank these in the BBE stave scale. I just don't think that it's neat.
If they want to keep doing
It's
this,
neat that they're doing this, and if they want to come up with a different one, like a different oak, like maybe some foreign oak from a different area, and try that. I'm all for them trying it, but there's a lot of other companies that do that, and it's not the same price tag.
yeah. And I would also say, and honestly, put it in the comments. If you agree or disagree with us, please let us know in the comments because
By all means. What are your thoughts on this?
We could be completely off from what you're saying, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own palate and everything else, and so I would really like to know what other people are thinking about this.
Yes, and I haven't called this out yet, but I think you're going to agree. So let me go ahead and state this for the background, and then I'm going to let you guys put your 2 thoughts in on just the bourbons real quick. Let me go ahead and state, I think the issue is the percentage. Why mess with the Heaven Hill mash
Yeah.
and then age it in Chinquapin?
Right.
And then do the grain of glass. Follow it at their standard mash. 53% is too much.
Well, and my curiosity.
I'm sorry, I said that backwards. 35.
35,
35, yeah. 35% is too much. Just keep it as standard. You know, you lowered your corn to 52. Keep it at your 78. Do your standard mash, and then do a wheated version, which is 20% wheat in the Larceny world and the Old Fitz world for what they're creating. Why not do that? Why recreate a new mash bill to essentially run this through the gamut and then take a chance at a higher price tag?
Yeah.
Now, that's just my thoughts. I mean, all right, bring it around. What you guys?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you could probably do the standard mash bill, but still doing the, local sourcing with your reps there and probably get a product that's just as good.
I think it would be better. I think moving it to this 35% overdid the flavor grain.
I mean, I'm definitely going to have to go with a nifty on these 2 bottles so far.
How dare you? A Steve Reagan.
Yeah, my curiosity is...
That is my copyright.
What I'm curious about is, honestly, so this is batch number 2 or whatnot. Will there be a batch 3?
As long as they're making money, you betcha.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's all about the money. But I'm just wondering, because I still see some of the batch 1 out on some shelves.
You're not
So
wrong.
not only do I see a lot of that, I see a ton of it.
Yep.
And I haven't said this in a long time, and I probably shouldn't, but 2026 is a new year.
Yeah.
We started talking prices, we started talking quality, we started talking other things. Why not call a spade a spade? A shelf turd is a shelf turd if it is.
Yeah, I agree.
So if it is a shelf turd, why is it, and why are people not? So this right here
Price point.
is borderline a
Yep.
shelf turd because of price point.
Yep.
You're right, price point is the problem.
I'm actually on this wheated especially. I'm a buyer at 60 to 70 bucks. I actually really enjoy the extra tannins and the baking spices, and of course the nutmeg. That's the new
That is the
new term. That's the new term.
That's
Okay.
the
We've
new
got-
If you guys aren't up
that's
on that,
right. You got to
look it
know
up.
about it.
All right.
In combination with the wheated profile, I actually think it's kind of fun. I found that I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
Daniel?
one more?
Well,
Back
me-
to the Professor Daniel.
this is Daniel. Well, yeah, me and Alan were back here talking about it. Yeah, we definitely like the wheated better. I mean, like you said, the nutmeg.
I don't
We're
see
at
how you do
total
that. Yeah,
opposites.
I would be completely.
You might have to go back. Like, we might need to go back and try it, like, first out of the
Yeah,
chute
yeah.
to see how it is compared to a few drinks in to see what it tastes like. So, I like to do that better.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Honestly, I'm going to have to say price point on this puts me out completely. We saw it with the first ones that were coming out. They actually went down on price.
And we were super excited,
Yeah.
even though they had that higher price.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. We can't wait to try it.
And there's a reason why they're still sitting on the shelf, just like you were talking about earlier. Now, this was in the previous batch 1, this is the one that won for us. Now, I'm hoping we get a little bit of a reprieve from, a little bit of a...
Now, hear me out on this. Charles is absolutely correct. We picked the rye to be the best of that first Heaven Hill grain to glass winner of what we thought was the best. But if you look at what the mash bill is on the OG in this, I think that I think that's why it won. Uncut, unfiltered, had another pour prior.
Yeah.
So seriously, I think that's what it is. 63% rye. There are specific companies that do 65% rye
Yes.
as their base.
Yeah.
So that is not a high rye. That's actually a low rye.
Yes.
Because 95.5 is a lot of people's favorite in the rye world. So now we're putting 24% corn in there and then 13% malt and barley.
Which is
This is
typical.
why I think it's winning it, because this is actually just drinking a lower rye.
Lower rye has a little bit of sweetness in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think that is going to be the unfair advantage. And now this could be game changing as far as a rye
And then
aged in Chinquapin.
Yeah.
So this might be the only one to be like, this is the one to buy.
For sure.
Chinquapin rye.
Yeah.
Again, another rhyme. This is weird.
Now, what do you get on the nose? I get the rye. I've got the rye
I get
nose.
the rye immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is like if you took Rittenhouse or Pikesville rye and aged it in Chinquapin and got that nice nose of standard Heaven Hill rye, which would be what we were talking about. As far
And
as
so
that
I had to blow in it just to make sure that it wasn't ethanol, and it's not. It's all
That's
right.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah. All right, first sip.
Game on. That's good.
That's
good.
That's good.
That's good.
Holy cow!
That's good. That's real good.
How is it that for me,
That's real good.
after 3 years, 2 batches now, this one the rye is still the best.
That's good. And I think, which I don't have it on me, this is 107.
It's 107. Yeah,
107.
it's higher
Yeah,
proof.
that's a good rye. So
Ooh,
oddly enough, let's do
Yeah,
one more sip for the
Yep.
2-sip process.
Yep. Or we can do 3. It doesn't matter. Second sip, mellowed it out a little bit. I don't get nearly as much spice. I get more of that nice rye.
That makes
Taste.
me think Pikesville rye, really refined with a slightly softened oak because of the Chinquapin.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't had Pikesville rye, which we don't, I think that's the first time we've ever mentioned it. That's their 6-year, 110 proof version that Heaven Hill produces. It's fantastic. It's a great rye. And this reminds me of that. So clearly to me, this is going to win all 3 of these. But give me your stave rating real quick off of sip number 2 real quick.
Sip number 2 on this one, I would say here, I'm like at a 3.5. I'm kind of like in
As
between.
of right now, I will give you the rating on that. I 100% agree with you. That is a easy 3.
Yeah.
Easy 3.
Yeah. I mean, it blows the other 2 out of the water.
So here's the problem that we're having. Is it worth the $130? That's going to be determining the person when they try it. But what is oddly enough, I would rather spend $130 and try this rye right here than spend the $130 on these 2 bourbons.
Yep.
Because of how good that was.
And to piggyback off of that, what I would like to say is we've done ryes before. We've had ryes on this channel and everything else like that. Are there ryes out there that can beat this? I believe there are ryes out there that can beat this, but I would go spend the $130 to get another one of these.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
That's worth
These
trying. If you
two-
haven't had a Chinquapin rye and aren't familiar with what Chinquapin is and you're a rye whiskey drinker,
Please try it.
please try that. Now, I do have a pair of rye whiskey socks on, not bourbon socks.
Right.
It just so happens to be both because it's Sazerac.
That's right.
So for rye whiskey winter, just happen to match my socks up. That being said, if anybody feels like I need some rye whiskey socks, please put in the comments which rye whiskey socks that I should go after next, because I never drink without my socks.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then, hey, if you would, please smash that like button and subscribe.
Cheers, and what's in your glass?